tragic in their consequences. Global climate change and atmospheric pollution could also have an impact on fresh water and their availability. And through sea level rise, threaten low-lying coastal areas and small island ecosystems.
In order to elaborate more the discussion about the water conservation standard, the following information will show the analysis of the given parameters. We are going to analyze the various standards for four geographic areas, namely the United States, United Kingdom, Malaysia, and Philippines. As stated in Table 1, the data that was being gathered are insufficient. The first geographic area to be analyzed is United States.
In terms of phosphate, the standard solution is 3 mg per liter. However, the United States has a record of 0.05 to 0.1 mg per liter, which indicates that it is below the standard solution. In terms of aldrin, chlordane, DDT, daldrin, edrin, and heptachlor, the United States has an all-over rating which indicates that these parameters are still under the safe level.
United Kingdom assesses different level of water quality.
With regards to pH, United Kingdom has a record of greater than or equal to 5.5. Note that regions 7.0 below is considered acidic. Therefore, the water quality is acidic. In terms of mercury, the safe level of water for fishing is 0.01 μg per liter. For lead, the acceptable concentration is 10 μg per liter. In relation with nickel, the standard water quality is 0.2 mg per liter. But the records of mercury, lead, and nickel exceeded the safe level, therefore they are considered as toxic.
Malaysia has different pH.
There is more data available than the first two countries. In terms of pH, Malaysia has a record of 6.5 to 9.0 pH rating. Ergo, the pH reading starts from acidic to basic. For DO, the required content for water for fishing is 5 mg per liter. The record of Malaysia varies from 3.0 to 7.0 mg per liter. Values lower than this can put undue stress on the fish, and levels reaching less than 2 mg per liter may result to death. Total ammonia nitrogen is a parameter that measures the unionized and ionized forms of ammonia present in the aquaculture system. Generally, ionized form of ammonia is harmless and can dissipate into the atmosphere easily. However, the unionized form of ammonia can be extremely toxic. Its toxicity was found out to be directly correlated with temperature and pH. For nitrate, the safe level is 10 mg per liter, and the record for water for fishing is 7 mg per liter, and as for nitrite, safe level is 1 mg per liter, and the record is 0.4 mg per liter. These records are below the required, so it is considered safe. With regards to phosphorus, the record is 0.1 to 0.2 mg per liter, and according to study, concentrations exceeding 0.02 mg per liter are already considered eutrophic. For total suspended solids, the average TSS value is less than 40 mg per liter for fresh water and less than 10 mg per liter for marine. However, Malaysia accepts a value up to 150 mg per liter for fresh water. For total dissolved solid, Malaysia has a required standard which ranges between 500 to 1,200 mg per liter. The records for TSS and TDS are both within the range, so it is considered safe. The acceptable values of fecal and total coliform are 10 to 100 count per 100 meter and 100 to 5,000 count per 100 meter, respectively.
Lastly, Philippines also gave different.
The pH reading 6.5 to 8.5 starts from acidic to basic. For DO, the record is exactly the same as the required content for water for fishing, which is 5 mg per liter. For nitrate, the safe level is 10 mg per liter and the record for water for fishing is 10 mg per liter. With regards to phosphorus, the record is 0.05 to 0.2 mg per liter, and according to study, concentrations exceeding 0.02 mg per liter are already considered as eutrophy. The acceptable TSS value is based on the previous sampling, wherein it should not increase by more than 10% and 30% respectively. In terms of mercury, the safe level of water for fishing is 0.01 μg per liter. However, Philippines has a record of 2 μg per liter, which means that it exceeded the safe level, therefore they are considered as toxic. For lead, the acceptable concentration is 10 μg per liter. The record is 50 μg per liter, so it also exceeded the safe level and it is considered as toxic. In terms of aldrin, chlordane, DDT, dieldrin, Philippines has an all-over rating which indicates that these parameters are still under the safe level. The other parameters have extremely low concentration which are not detected by the instrument used.
Table 2 shows the global standards of water for fishing.
The United Nations Environment Program is an agency of the UN that coordinates United Nations environmental activities, assisting developing countries in implementing environmentally sound policies and practices. The Water Quality Index for Biodiversity, or WQIB, is a proximity to target, or PTT, index computed on the station-by-station basis using measurements of the parameters which are temperature, dissolved oxygen, pH, electrical conductivity, total nitrogen, and total phosphorus. PTT scores for each parameter were derived from exceedances of annual average concentrations from targets, following miniaturization of the exceedance data at the upper 95th percentile. The WQIB was computed as the average of PTT scores for the variables reported at a station in 1 year. To aid regional interpretation of the WQIB, scores were divided into classes of excellence. WQIB is equal to 100. If WQIB is greater than or equal to 95 but less than 100, it is good. If WQIB is greater than or equal to 90 but less than 95, it is fair. If WQIB is greater than or equal to 75 but less than 90, it is marginal. And if WQIB is less than 75, it is poor. When WQIB scores range from 0 to 100 and averaged 83.3 with a median of 90.9, therefore, it's under the marginal class.
Ambient monitoring means observing or measuring selected features of an aquatic ecosystem and is essential to surface water protection. It is also used to identify problems or changes early on, provide insight into the cause of the problems, and determine whether water quality goals have been achieved.
Designing an effective ambient monitoring program involves 4 elements. First, determining what information is needed. Second, choosing the appropriate indicators, methods, and sites for monitoring. And third, determining the time of year, day, and frequency of the monitoring to be done. And lastly, assuring the quality of the result. There are several methods to monitor water conditions. First, chemical measurement. Monitor the chemical concentrations in water, sediments, and fish tissue. Second, physical measurements of general conditions such as temperature, potential of hydrogen, flow, water color, and the condition of stream banks and lake shores. And lastly, biological measurements of the abundance and variety of aquatic plants and animal life and the ability of test organisms to survive in sample water. Water quality standards are the cornerstone of the nation's surface water protection program and are integral to implementing the water quality framework of the CWPA. Water quality standards consist of three components. First, uses of the water body, such as boating, swimming, fishing, cultural or traditional. Water quality criteria, limits on pollutants and conditions that will protect the designated use. Lastly, an anti-degradation policy for governing changes in water quality.
The term water quality includes the water quality and physical channel quality system in aquatic life. The goal of the Federal Clean Water Act is to protect, maintain the physical and chemical biological integrity of nation's water. Water for fishing has several chemical content such as pH, dissolved oxygen, and exceeds its standard.
The ecosystem-based approach to fisheries management considers the effect of fishing on biodiversity, habitat structure, endangered species, and water quality, as well as on the fish stock. The overall aim is to maintain healthy ecosystems and the fisheries they support. A key element of this approach is the use of the precautionary principle, whereby management measures are designed to take account of uncertainty in scientific advice and the likelihood of whether or not an activity may cause significant harm to the environment. The ecosystem approach includes the use of marine protected areas, less dependency on quota management, managing the impacts of fishing on all species and habitat,